Yes, it's another edition of Summer Stories right here in the Tyler Werner Show. We move into the month of June here, but I hate to say it's almost as if, at least up here in PA right now, it feels like we just entered the month of April as far as I'm concerned with the colder weather. But anyways, I mean, it is June and it's summer. We continue, we move through the summer months here, and another edition of Summer Stories right here in the Tyler Werner Show. For those who don't know, I just recently, for the summer, became an intern for 93.3 WMMR, in Philadelphia. For those who are unaware of, what that's about and everything. But I'm one of the video editing interns / production intern, whatever you want to call it. And it was fun. I just had my first day this past Monday. My first week began on Monday. And what they had me do, coincidentally, there's another, classmate of mine from Kutztown University that is also an intern. He was working on Monday there, actually, when I was there, and actually this past Wednesday as well, working on, like, podcast editing and stuff, and it's just kind of funny. It's they made him, I guess, be the guy that ran to Starbucks across the street from the studios there to get coffee for the hosts and everybody that works on the Preston and Steve show, and he was the designated coffee runner guy. And furthermore, for some reason, he was working on the podcasts, and later on during the morning, this is maybe, I don't know, around 9 o'clock or whatever. For whatever reason, the amplifier blew. He couldn't hear anything out of the headphones that he was working with for some reason, because the amplifier blew. So right there, I mean, it's I hate to say it, I mean, it's kind of. I don't know, looking like a broken record here on at least my first day of the internship, for me. And it was pretty funny too, because I was working on this video, on my first, they had me working on editing this interview with, that featured, it was actually a few weeks prior to that, I guess a support actor in Insidious 3, Lynn Shay, who, I don't know those who, she's in, like, There's Something About Mary, she's in Kingpin. She plays, like, a lot of, like, evil, I don't know, or like, scary woman roles, I guess you want to call them. I don't know, stuff like this.
What is it about sex that makes
from
me have to crap?
Kingpin.
Guess it's all that pumping.
Yeah, stuff like that. She was in the studio there at MMR, the Preston and Steve show a few weeks ago, and that's what I was editing there. I kind of, I was condensing an interview. And to make matters hilarious enough, this Nick guy, this fellow KU classmate of mine, who's now a fellow intern at WMMR along with me, coincidentally, he was there for his interview that day. This was, now almost a month ago. The day they were having this interview, and part of, before you had your interview, at least when I had my interview, they had you sit inside the studio, right there, and see the show live. And coincidentally, I'm working on this interview with Lynn Shay, with Preston and Steve and the gang, and every time, they film the show and everything, and that's why video editing is a big part of the show there, and one of the options to be an intern there. They're editing, or they're interviewing Lynn Shay, and the camera that focuses on Steve, in the bottom right hand corner, you can see my fellow KU classmate Nick's sitting right there, all dressed up, right before, just I guess, right before he would get his interview, and make matters more funny, he was chewing on gum. You could see in the background, and I didn't even notice this until he actually pointed it out when I was working on editing this video. He said, "Was that?" So, oh yeah, that was the day I was there, and I'm right there in the bottom right-hand corner, and he was all dressed up, suit and tie and everything, and chewing on gum, as you would see. I don't know if the interview might maybe be put up soon on the I guess the YouTube channel and the website on WMMR.com, because the Insidious 3 movie, I believe, is in theaters any day now. So who knows? Maybe look for that. But it was just one of those funny things. My first day of my internship, and he's the guy that they send him out to get coffee in the morning, and I think actually on Wednesday they also sent him to get coffee, if I'm not mistaken. And then the headphones blowing on him or whatever, and then he had the interview that they had me edit, the video I guess that they had me edit that day, or the past few days, happens to be the one, and at the time happens to be the one that has Nick right there in the lower right hand corner of the, I guess, Steve's cam right there in the background. Coincidentally, just happens to all fall that way. So there you go. That'll wrap it up for it's another edition of Summer Stories right here on the Tyler Werner Show. What defines the perfect ball? It's not just about size when it comes to Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs.
I've handled dozens of balls over the past week. We prepare our balls over time. The texture of the balls is very easy to identify.
And that slow-cooked texture is one of the qualities that make Brady and Belichick's meatballs stand above the rest. But it's also Brady's unique rubbing process that only he has the authority to perform.
When I pick those balls out, to me they're perfect. I don't want anyone touching the balls after that. I don't want anyone rubbing them. To me, those balls are perfect.
Once the balls reached an equilibrium, we're down to the rubbing process.
Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs. When you're looking to make it a pasta night or doing a little catering, like Brady would say, to me, those balls are perfect.